Okay, Mark. What I'm going to do now is begin to explore in more detail the panic attacks.
Okay.
You'd identified as one of our goals to understand a little bit more about them, start to kind of unpick what happens when you're having a panic attack, and hopefully that would be a useful thing to do, is just to know more about them.
Okay.
So what would be helpful is to look at one specific panic attack first of all, and go through what happened and what you feel. I'm going to map it out on this piece of paper here, as you tell me. I want to make sure that it's exactly as you tell me, so I might stop you now and again just to make sure that I've got it clear what you tell me. Yeah. If you could think about a recent panic attack, that would be useful, because it's likely to be more fresh in your mind, and it's likely that you'll remember more of the details of what happened.
Right.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to ask about that before we start?
No, that's fine.
Yeah, great. Can you think of something recently?
There was one that happened the other day.
Yeah.
I was at a lecture theatre, and I usually sit by the exit, so if I do have a panic attack I can get out. I couldn't sit there.
Right, okay.
So I had to sit away, further away.
Right. Is it okay if I stop you at different points just so I get the details down? So if I just stop you there for a moment, right. So the situation, the scenario was that you went to the lecture theatre.
Yeah.
And you couldn't sit where you would normally sit, which is near the exit, yeah? Right, so you had to sit
further away from the exit.
Right. Okay, so
very near the front.
Right, okay. So you had to sit further away from the exit and actually nearer the front. What was that like?
It was awful, because I immediately thought, oh God, I'm going to have a panic attack.
Right.
Because I couldn't sit where I usually would. I suppose I'm out of my comfort zone, aren't I?
So there's a reaction to things not being how you expected.
Definitely, in a way, yeah.
You know, so you kind of go in there and it's like, oh, it's
so like if I don't sit where I normally sit, I'm gonna have a panic attack. I'm not going to be able to get out.
Right. So if I have a panic attack, I won't be able to get out. Right. What was that like?
Quite scared, I think, really, especially at that point, because I feel like it's coming on, so I get quite scared, quite apprehensive about it. So
at this point, it's kind of almost as if it's becoming a reality. It's actually going. Yeah. So you start to feel quite scared at this response.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it scared, or did you say apprehensive at it?
A bit of both, really.
Yeah.
I'm quite scared, really.
Right. We'll put both, yeah. What kind of sensations, feelings would be associated with being scared and apprehensive?
Well, like in my body?
Yeah.
I've noticed that my chest feels like I feel like I can't breathe. And I feel like my mouth gets really dry as well. Like even talking about remembering it, I can feel my mouth getting dry.
Right.
And I feel quite lightheaded as well, so I feel a little bit dizzy.
Right. Okay.
But I start to tremble a bit as well. I feel like my hands shake, and I feel like like my hands are shaking and stuff.
Right. I'll just try and get all these written down. This is important stuff.
I remember feeling like it was like a flush, like I felt hot and sweaty straight away.
Okay. So we've got a number of different sensations there, which are all kind of starting to kick in. Are there any particular sensations there which are more frightening or uncomfortable?
The lightheadedness, because it makes me, because when I'm in that situation, I feel like the walls are tipping in on me.
Right.
And it makes, I think I'm going crazy at that point.
Okay. I'm putting this over here because it feels like the walls are closing in and I'm going crazy. Sounds like it's not something, a physical feeling, but a thought, what might be passing through your mind. Would that be fair?
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah.
and going crazy.
I know the walls aren't coming in on me, are they really? The walls don't move.
No.
So it must be something in my head.
Right. So there's this kind of reasoning going on in your mind that these walls feel like they're moving, but walls don't move, so therefore...
I'm crazy.
Yeah, I can see that kind of reasoning going on there. If you're coming up with that conclusion that you're going crazy and these walls are moving, how does that affect this feeling of apprehension and feeling scared?
Well, it's probably got worse by that point now.
So it intensifies it. There's a worsening. Okay, so this would go back round to that. That'd be, yeah. Okay. Just looking at that now, anything you notice about what's happening there?
It's a circle.
Yeah, it's kind of building into some sort of cycle here. We've got this definite beginning, and then this kind of rapidly goes round into some sort of cycle.
Yeah.
I guess although it takes us a while to map this out, this happens really quickly, doesn't it? This is
really quickly.
You know, it zooms in, and the fact that it zooms in so quickly, I guess, can be pretty frightening.
It's really frightening, especially when that starts to happen and then it seems to get worse.
Yeah. So we've got a mixture of body sensations, symptoms, and thoughts which kind of link in there, and they seem to kind of interact with each other in some way. There seems to be some sort of pattern between the two. There seem to be a reaction to each other. I think if we look at this, that you get these feelings and you have these thoughts which seem to link with that, and these thoughts seem to then trigger further sensations.
Yeah. I'm
just wondering if we were to look at other panic attacks, whether we might discover similar patterns. Is this accurate to that situation? You know, does this tease out the main elements of what happened there? Okay then. Is there anything I missed off here?
I usually leave at that point as well.
Right, so we could, in theory, draw an arrow up here saying leave, like almost an escape route, get out of this very uncomfortable cycle. I'm thinking, as it goes round this cycle, what happens to all these different elements?
They get worse.
They get worse, so there's a kind of...
Which is why I leave.
Yeah. Okay, then thanks, that's been really useful to see that. What I'll do is I'll draw that out a bit neater, and maybe you could take a copy of that away.
Okay.
Would that be okay?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks.